Yes.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Coffee with the Candidates. This series provides an opportunity to learn more about our candidates as we head into the election season. And today we are visiting with Julie Auch, who is running for County Commissioner. Just as a reminder, our absentee voting begins April 17th with Election Day on June 2nd. You can find more information about the election and view all of our candidates on our website, yanktonsd.com. All right, Julie, let's jump right into it. Can you please introduce yourself to the viewing audience?
Yes. Well, my name is Julie Auk, and I am here to run for candidate of Yankton County Commission. And serving the people is not new to me. I am currently serving as a South Dakota State House of Representative for District 18. And I want you to understand, my motto has always, it hasn't changed and it won't change. I first serve God, then family, and then my country. And I consider the people of Yankton County my family. They are my family. And so I carry that with me no matter what situation I'm serving in. I am married to Gary, and we live in the southwestern corner of Yankton County. I'm a lifelong resident of Yankton County, fourth generation farmer, third generation business owner right here in this community. I graduated from Yankton High School, went on to attend Mount Marty College, and my husband and I raised 4 children on the farm, and now I am blessed with 8 grandchildren.
Needless to say that you're busy,
I'm
Julie.
busy. I'm busy.
Julie, you've already touched a little bit about your political career, but
Mhm.
what else sets you apart from the other candidates?
Well, I think that the biggest issue, the biggest set apart, of course, is my experience at the House of Representatives for the past 4 years, and the being in the trenches in the House of Representatives, working with all facets of individuals across the state, lobbyists, big corporations, of course, the executive and judicial branch, and I think that alone will gives me a little bit of a leg up on any of the other candidates. I have a ability to organize, and I pay attention to detail, and I'm also a very good delegator. So I think Yankton County Commission is in need of all those skills. So it's something that I can bring to the table.
Great. Thanks for sharing. Julie, in your opinion, what is the role of a county commissioner?
Well, I think a county commissioner has three distinct roles. Number one, managing the budget. And I serve currently in the state of South Dakota. I serve on the appropriations, which is basically managing the entire budget for the state of South Dakota. And I also serve for the past 2 years and continue to serve on both of these committees throughout the summer and into 2027 on the Government Operations and Audit Committee. So we go in and audit every different department of the state of South Dakota. So I understand how to read a budget, I understand how to decipher a budget, and I also understand how to manage a budget. So number one, managing the budget. Number two, overseeing infrastructure in the county, roads, bridges. And along with that comes zoning and ordinances, making sure that the zoning is fair for all county residents. And then there is the administrative part where you're managing the county. I mean, you're managing the employees, you're managing the situations that arise in the county. So, there's other little caveats, but I would say those are the three main roles.
Great. The county commission has been discussing economic development. What are your views for economic growth in Yankton County?
Well, I think economic development is so important to any community, but it has to be the right kind of economic development. It has to be economic development that doesn't pick winners and losers. It doesn't give a hand up to one industry over another. That everyone is given an opportunity. And I also think that economic development needs to enhance the lives of the individuals who live in the county, the taxpayers. They're paying for it, so they should benefit from it. And so economic development has to work for the people, the taxpayers, not just the great big corporations from out of state, out of country, out of county. Let's take care of our Yankton County residents first when it comes to economic development.
Sure. You've already talked a little bit about budget, but setting the budget and establishing priorities is an important component of being a county commissioner. How will you navigate this process, and what are some of your priorities?
Well, first and foremost, I think when it comes to the county budget, we have to meet all of the obligations that we've already um, made as a priority. So let's meet those obligations. And then after, if there is money left over, let's try and achieve let's try and achieve and put in some new roads, help pay for some bridges. I know bridges are extremely expensive, trust me. I live in the northwest county, northwest corner, and they're replacing the Stone Church bridge, and it is a 2-year process and very, very expensive. Understand that, been involved with that for the past 8 years. Of course, my main priority will be to finish our current obligations.
Great. What are your views on the ambulance service for Yankton, and are changes needed?
Oh, I believe changes are definitely needed, but I think first and foremost, an ambulance is not a profit center. An ambulance is essential. It's essential to, like we were talking about, economic development. It's essential to the taxpayers of the county. We need an ambulance. But we also need to set forth agreements with the county, the city, and the medical center. So the residents, of course, benefit from it, but so does the medical facility. The county has an obligation to offer it, but 90% of the calls within the Yankton County Ambulance Center right now are in the city. So we need to come to an agreement with the municipality, the county, and the healthcare centers and make sure that everyone is on board, because an ambulance should not be a profit center. It really is essential to the people who live here.
Great. The state recently approved the voters of each county to implement a half-cent sales tax to offset homeowner-occupied property tax. Do you think that this is a positive option for Yankton County? And then what role should county commissioners play in educating the constituents?
Okay, well, we voted in an opportunity for the county to implement a half cent. They don't have to. And I don't know, and I voted for that. I rarely, if ever, vote for a tax increase or an opportunity for a tax increase. But the only reason I voted for it is because it's optional. I don't think we need it in Yankton County. I think the tax rebates that we're going to be getting in 2027 and the other property valuation formulas that we put in place are going to benefit the residents of Yankton, the taxpayers of Yankton County, property owners of Yankton County enough. And if we implement a half a cent sales tax in the county, we have several farmers that will do business in other counties. If you have a $500,000 purchase, it's an additional $2,500. Well, that may pay for their fuel for an entire season. So it would be more of a detriment to Yankton County than it would be to as far as a benefit. So I would hope that we wouldn't even consider implementing that half a cent sales tax in the county.
Our sheriff has also been discussing the potential for a juvenile detention center in Yankton. Do you think that this is a good option for Yankton to pursue, or what other options should be explored?
Well, I think we should explore all options. Currently, we have a jail in Yankton County that's paid off. And we're used to, as taxpayers, we're used to helping pay for that. And so if the cost of a juvenile detention center is within that budget or within something that's possible for the residents or for the juvenile, unfortunately, troubled youth in Yankton, and we can keep them here and rehabilitate them here in Yankton, keep them close to home, to their families, to their school, versus paying $500 to $525 a day to the juvenile facility in Sioux Falls or elsewhere. I believe juvenile treatment or housing juveniles outside of the county cost the county close to $350, upwards of $400,000 last year, or is on the potential to cost us that in 2026. So, I mean, those are dollars that we could actually save by adding a juvenile detention facility here in Yankton County. I'm not sure. Maybe it's adding to our diversion program that is extremely successful here in Yankton County. So I'm not sure. I think it would be something once, if I am elected to the Yankton County Commission, it's something that I definitely will be exploring because I think it's important. And I do believe that there is a need here in Yankton County for something.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Relationships and collaboration are important within the region. What role can you play as a commissioner to build, maintain, and or repair relationships?
Well, with my experience as a legislator, of course, I've built, repaired, and enhanced relationships across the states with the state of South Dakota, with every kind of walk of life that you can imagine. But here in Yankton County, and last year, I made a point to visit the treasurer's office, the auditor's office, planning and zoning, making sure that we're understanding what's happening here amongst the different offices here in Yankton County, and hearing about all of their issues. For instance, with the state, with the treasurer, I wanted to take that back to the state and say, hey, listen, we are really having serious issues in our treasurer's office just getting a license issued. Those, that ties right into the state. I think that my experience with the state government and my connections with the state is going to completely enhance Yankton County Commission. And I'm all about building up relationships. The previous county commission kind of put a little bit of a problem or oil on Yankton County 4-H, the Yankton County Contact Center. We need to rebuild that relationship and establish a better line of communication, and definitely build up that relationship amongst the 4-Hers and the people who utilize the contact center and also work there. So, I mean, those would probably be areas that I would start with.
Sure. Julie, if you could change something in Yankton County today, what would it be?
I would like to see a very professionally ran Yankton County Commission. I would like to see a Yankton County Commission that is transparent, absolutely accountable to the taxpayer for every dollar that they spend. I would like to see a Yankton County Commission that is open and available to the taxpayers and to the people that are basically paying for the county to run and operate. I don't know that that's been happening. I don't know that we have held every meeting open to the public. I mean, meetings need to be held open to the public. That is their money. It is the taxpayer dollars. I don't believe in NDAs. I don't believe in not telling the taxpayer exactly what's happening in the county. And I think that accountability, transparency has always been one of my number one issues in any kind of government, state, local, any kind of government. We need to be completely transparent with the taxpayers.
Great. Julie, is there anything else you'd like to include in this interview that was not a part of a previously asked question?
Yes, and I thought about this because with my involvement in state legislature, I'm called upon across the entire state. I've spoken across the entire state to different individuals in reference to CO2 pipelines. For anyone who doesn't know me knows that I am completely passionate about private property rights. Private property rights, whether it's your financials, your land, or your freedom to personal freedoms. But when I attended numerous county commission meetings over the past year, 2025, and hundreds of taxpayers, residents of Yankton County appeared in front of the county commission and were literally ignored when it came to a wind industrial complex in the northeastern part of the county. Ignored their pleas, their cries, please consider us, only to benefit a handful of individuals, but hundreds of Yankton County residents would be affected. That's when my heart sunk, and our local government is not listening to the people. And my goal will be to be the voice of those people that aren't heard, that aren't listened to, and stand up for them. So I think that we have a beautiful county. This county is worth fighting for. The people who live here are worth fighting for, and that is my passion. That's why I do what I do. That's why I take time away from my family, from my business, from whatever else. But I'm very passionate about that, and I want the folks who feel like their voice is never heard to be heard. So that's what I'd like to say.
Excellent. Well, Julie, thank you so much for being here today. Yes. If you would like to learn more about Julie or any of our candidates, as well as see all of the election dates and locations, you can check it out on our website, yanktonsd.com.